The battle plan is border war. Things of note, the contorted epitome will be a proxy for Dexessa, the town of Slaanesh. Slaanesh is forced to take the first turn. Shalaxi casts Refined Senses on himself with a 5, and then proceeds to cast Quicksilver Swords with an 8. Keeper of Secrets tries to cast the Pendulum, but is denied with an 8. Keeper then casts Overwhelming Acquiescence on the Fiends with a 9. Ushron spends a CP to try and cast Cadaver's Barricade, but fails with a 4. Mistress Meatvane puts 2 Noble Deeds on Ushron with Rousing Oration. Seekers move up to claim the western and eastern objectives, scoring a total of 5 points for those. Slaanesh does secure the western place of power to take their land. FEC chooses take their land to try and take the eastern place of power. Ushron tries to cast Deranged Transformation on the ghouls, but is denied with a 7. Mistress Meatvane gets a Rousing Oration value of 2 to put on Ushron. Ushron addresses his loyal subjects for the last 2 Noble Deeds to get into 6 Noble Deeds. He then successfully casts Cadaver's Barricade with an 8. Fluffy casts the Corpse Mare Stampede with an 8. Arrow Scroll Herald and Mistress Meatvane both get a prayer value of 2, which they store respectively. Morbegs move to the eastern place of power, which take their land. The rest of the FEC army moves up to take the center of the board. Princess does 6 wounds to the Seekers with her Shrieking Breath, and proceeds to charge into the Fiends and the Seekers. The ghouls charge into the Seekers, the Demonettes, and the Quicksilver Swords with a massive roll of an 11 on the charge. Princess devours all the Fiends in one go. The Demonettes are able to take off 5 of the ghouls. The ghouls retaliate by killing all of the Demonettes and 4 of the Seekers in turn. The remaining Seekers in combat with Princess do 4 wounds to her, but Princess crushes another one using Power Through. Slaanesh chooses the battle tactic Ordained Charge. Shalaxi returns 2 Fiends to the battlefield. Shalaxi tries to cast Refined Senses, but is denied with an 8. She then tries to cast Cogs with a 6, but is denied with Boxcars. Woo! Keeper of Secrets successfully casts Whispering Doubt with a 7, and Sadistic Spites with a 6. Nessa successfully casts Whispers of Doubt on Ushron with a 7. Mistress Meatvane fails her Rousing Oration, and Ushron spends a CP to put up the barricade with a cast of 10. Slaanesh closes in on Fluffy and Princess. Flesh Eater Court spend a CP to redeploy Princess 6 inches. Woo! Slaanesh makes all their charges, tying up Fluffy, Princess, and Ushron in combat. Hubris forces Princess to strike first straight against him. Hubris does little amount of damage. Princess completely annihilates him back. Unfortunately, Princess and Fluffy are both destroyed by Shalaxi and the Keeper of Secrets. Ghouls finish off what's left of the Quicksilver Swords, and Ushron destroys what's left of the Seekers. But he takes 3 damage in the process. Flesh Eater's tactic is marked for the grave on Shalaxi Hellbane. Ushron successfully casts Brought into the Delusion onto the Keeper of Secrets, doing 6 damage to the Shalaxi Hellbane. Mistress Meatbane successfully puts 2 noble deeds onto the Marrow Scroll Herald. She loses 2 of her prayer points though on a failed cast. Marrow Scroll Herald successfully casts Charnel Conviction onto the Horrors, giving them a 5-up ward. Effect closes in on all of Slaanesh units, and the Morbegs take over the easternmost objective. The Keeper and Shalaxi are both charged by the Horrors, Usharon, Marrow Scroll Herald, and the Corpse Mare Stampede. Usharon gives fight last to the Keeper of Secrets, but fails to do any damage at all. The ghouls drop the conduit and do a couple damage to Sinessa. Shalaxi ends up killing the Corpse Mare Stampede and takes very little damage from both the Horrors and the Marrow Scroll Herald. Slaanesh choose the Chaos battle tactic Offering of Carnage. Shalaxi casts the cogs with an 8, but is denied Refined Senses again. Keeper of Secrets fails to cast Whispering Doubt and is denied Cacophonic Choir with an 8. Sinessa fails to cast both of her spells on their turn, while Ushron fails to cast Charnel Feast by spending a CP. Sinessa takes 3 mortal wounds trying to retreat from the ghouls. Ushron forces the Fiends to strike last, while the Marrow Scroll Herald forces Shalaxi to take the entreaty, making him strike last as well. It didn't matter much as the Keeper of Secrets finishes off what was left of the Horrors and the Marrow Scroll Herald. Ushron, infuriated, destroys what's left of the Keeper of Secrets and leaves 1 Fiend remaining. Flesh Eaters choose the battle attack on 2 fronts. Ushron tries to cast Charnel Feast but is denied with an 8, and also fails Miasma completely with a 4. Meadvane successfully gets Rousing Oration off with a 2 on herself. Meadvane redeems herself with a 5 on the prayer cast, giving a ward to the Morbag Knights. Shalaxi rallies himself to give 3 wounds back for a CP. Ghouls surround Sinessa and the Talon of Slaanesh. Meadvane spends her 6 noble deeds to bring back 2 Horrors on the other side of the map. Ghouls and the Morbag Knights make the charge onto Sinessa. Ghouls mulch the blender that is supposed to be Dexessa, and the Morbag Knights do several damage to Sinessa. Usharon cannibalizes the last Fiend, leaving an open space to Shalaxi. Final priority roll goes to the Flesh Eater Courts, and Slaanesh surrenders. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please hit like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, please put them up in the comments below.